Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Lisa Harnum? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. So first I'll look at the background in this case. I'll move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Lisa Harnum was born on June 12, 1981 in Canada. She moved to Australia in 2005, initially on a working visa that was valid for 1 year. She made a living by working in a hairdressing salon. In 2009, she was dating an older man. This man introduced her to an Australian named Simon Gitney. Simon had an extensive criminal history. He had been convicted in connection with receiving stolen goods and 2 assaults, one involving malicious wounding. In 2001, he was arrested for carrying 55 ecstasy tablets and $5,200 in cash. Simon did not tell Lisa about his criminal history. He worked as a shoe importer. He had a flashy lifestyle, wore expensive suits, and considered himself to be among the elite in Sydney, Australia. In 2010, Lisa accepted an invitation put forth by Simon to move into a spare room in his apartment. The couple would become romantically involved about 2 months later. Lisa would tell her mother that they got along well, but she was not in love. A few months later, Simon signed a lease on a luxury apartment located in an exclusive area of Sydney. The building was called The Hyde. It overlooked Hyde Park. At this point, we see Simon starts exhibiting controlling behavior. Here are a few examples. He asked her to quit her job at the salon. He told her she should be looking for a better class of people. He was concerned that the regular people she interacted with were polluting her mind. Simon installed computer software on Lisa's electronic devices in order to spy on her. He gained access to her email account and deleted messages that came from men. He accessed her Facebook account and started removing friends. Believing that men were paying too much attention to her, he instructed Lisa to refrain from going to clubs. Simon told Lisa what she could wear and not wear. He was upset because she would wear revealing clothes and sometimes not wear a bra. He felt as though this was sending the wrong signal and attracting the wrong type of attention. Simon would not let Lisa wear anything but flat shoes and very plain pants and jackets. She had to keep her hair tied back. At one point, after he spotted her with a normal hairstyle, he admonished her for, quote, walking around like a peacock with your hair out, unquote. On another occasion, he told her, quote, please don't look at any guy as your eyes should only gaze on me, the one, unquote. I don't think he meant this in a Matrix kind of way, like he was Neo, rather in more of a narcissistic way, like he was the one for her. In one text, Simon wrote, quote, who the blank do you think you are walking around the house like you own it or coming and going without my permission, unquote. Simon proposed to Lisa on her 30th birthday in June of 2011. He did it in front of cameras and a large group of people at a restaurant. In attendance were his family and friends. Notably absent were Lisa's family or friends. After the proposal, Simon went around telling people he had found someone to serve him. Lisa had mixed feelings about Simon. On one hand, she thought she was in love with him, but at the same time, she found him to be suffocating and abusive. She wanted a fairy tale. She wanted to believe he was a good guy. She made excuses for him regularly to the few people that she talked to in Australia. Following the marriage proposal, Lisa told Simon that she was going to start planning the wedding. He told her he would let her know when they could start planning. At this point, Lisa became more assertive. She realized that Simon was controlling her, and she reached out for help. She contacted a mental health counselor and a personal trainer and told them about Simon's controlling behavior, including how he told her what she could wear and how he isolated her from support. The counselor advised her of her legal rights and tried to connect her with resources. Lisa packed up belongings and gave them to her personal trainer as part of an exit strategy. Lisa did not know that Simon had gained access to her phone. He was reading her text messages. When he found out about her plan, he confronted her, saying that he was aware of her plan because her personal trainer had told him. He tried to make it seem as though the personal trainer had betrayed Lisa. Simon called the mental health counselor and threatened her. Early in the morning on July 30, 2011, Lisa called her mother and asked her to come to Sydney, Australia. Simon made it clear to Lisa that he knew about the call. Lisa had enough. She started packing her belongings. Not long before 10 a.m. on that same day, July 30, Lisa walked out of the apartment. She had her purse in her hand. She started walking down the hallway to the elevator. Simon pursued her and physically restrained her. He placed his hand over her mouth and dragged her back to the apartment. As he was dragging her, she banged on the door of another apartment, screaming for help. 69 seconds after being forced back inside the apartment, Lisa was dead. She had been thrown, or had fallen, from the balcony of Simon's 15th floor apartment. Her purse was still in her hand. A witness standing in nearby Hyde Park said that he saw a shirtless man throwing an object the witness could not identify off of the 15th floor balcony. The witness believed that it may have been a large black suitcase or bag. He only realized it was a body when he saw people trying to resuscitate Lisa. At around that same time, he saw the shirtless man exit the building. Simon was arrested. He claimed that Lisa was depressed. She had climbed over the railing and then slipped, falling to her death. He didn't have any part in trying to harm her. He said he actually tried to save her. He was released on bail in 2012. The trial started in late 2013. It was a trial by judge. By this point, Simon had a new girlfriend, Rachel Welcome. I have to wonder about Rachel's selection criteria for a mate. When she found out that Simon was facing trial for murdering his girlfriend, how could that not be a deal breaker? What positive attribute could possibly outweigh someone being thrown off of a 15th story balcony? 40-year-old Simon Gitney was found guilty of murder on November 27, 2013. The judge said Simon's story was unconvincing. It was like he was playing a role. At sentencing, Rachel Welcome said Simon was the best boyfriend ever. The judge believed that Simon had no remorse. He had little chance of rehabilitation. In February of 2014, Simon was sentenced to 18 years in prison minimum and 26 years maximum. Simon and Rachel broke up after this. I'm sure everyone around was shocked that their love would not persist for an eternity. I suppose this was the only safe timing for Rachel to leave, with him in prison and unable to cause harm, although there were never any reports that he had tried to harm her. Now moving to my analysis. Was Simon Gitney actually guilty? So I'll look at the evidence both for and against the idea of guilt. I'll start with the inculpatory evidence. Simon had a long history of controlling behavior toward Lisa. He used software to spy on her, installed cameras in his apartment. A ripped-up note was found, which had been written by Lisa, indicating there were cameras in this apartment. This suggests that she wasn't pleased with the presence of those cameras. So that's not an idea that she had. She didn't want them there. Simon told her what to wear. She controlled who she spent time with. He was extremely jealous. All of the classic narcissistic controlling behavior that is connected to violence. Simon had told someone that if Lisa tried to leave him, he would kill her and try to make it look like a suicide. This evidence was actually excluded from the trial, so it didn't factor into the legal component. The night Lisa died, she was trying to leave Simon. The timing of her death seems suspicious given this reality. Video cameras captured Simon attacking Lisa just 69 seconds before she died. He dragged her back to the apartment. She called for help. A witness saw somebody matching Simon's description, throwing something consistent with the human body off of his balcony. Now moving to the exculpatory evidence. Lisa had a history of depression and eating disorders. She was hospitalized at age 18, 12 years before her death. The idea here is that maybe she wanted to bring an end to her life. The credibility of the eyewitness who saw Simon throw something off of the balcony was called into question on appeal, but the court found that the eyewitness was credible. Simon made a big deal of the fact that Lisa had her purse with her, like somehow that meant that she had jumped off the balcony. I don't think this is exculpatory. She probably just held on to it out of a force of habit. Considering this evidence, was Simon guilty? I think he was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and guilty in reality. It's clear that he could not accept her leaving. He wanted to control her. When she tried to leave, he would not allow it, and he threw her off of the balcony. Simon made this argument again that Lisa was upset, and she climbed over the railing and slipped. Is this possible? I guess anything's possible, but in terms of Simon's guilt, I'm not sure that it matters. Even if she jumped off of the balcony, the stress that Simon was putting her under by dragging her to the apartment was so great that he still caused her death. She may have traveled off the balcony because she was trying to escape him. Simon's guilty either way, in my opinion. Other thoughts on this case? As I mentioned, we see this classic pattern of control being manifested by Simon. Narcissistic tendencies appear to be at work in this case. Here are a few examples. He believed he was the one. Often narcissists have a fantasy of the ideal love. They also believe that they are an ideal partner. So both people are ideal, although the narcissist is perfect. Simon believed that Lisa was there to serve him. He didn't see the relationship as being between two equals. He was the master, and she was the servant. She was supposed to be thrilled just to be able to meet his needs. Other men being interested in Lisa represented a threat to Simon. Because the relationship was built on manipulation, Simon knew he couldn't compete with other men and was threatened. Narcissists tend to believe that other people envy them. Simon probably thought other men envied him and would try to take what he believed was his. Simon cut Lisa off from support and tried to make her feel as though no one else would want her, like when he tried to convince her that the personal trainer had betrayed her. So everybody was on his side. She was the one that was problematic. Nobody would stay loyal to her. It's a very isolating dynamic. This is a common narcissistic tactic. The victim becomes convinced that no one will want them. They are too flawed and unlovable. They are lucky they found someone who tolerates them. The narcissist never does anything to build up their partner. It's always about tearing them down. Simon wanted to control Lisa's every move, completely dominate her. In his final homicidal act, he was expressing the ultimate attempt to dominate. I think this case illustrates why it's so important to be aware of the characteristics of narcissism. There were many clear warning signs in this case, but the manipulation is crafted such that the victim ignores those warning signs out of feelings of insecurity, dependency, and the belief that they have found true love. Lisa was ambivalent. She had strong feelings in both directions. She both loved and hated Simon at the same time. Simon was effective in keeping Lisa in a vulnerable position so that she focused more on the feelings of love, the positive feelings. She weighted those as more important. She assigned more value to them. What lessons can be learned in this case? When someone is trying to devalue a romantic partner in a relationship, this is a cause for concern. It is not insignificant behavior. Having ambivalent feelings does not mean that the negative feelings are any less negative or important. When dealing with a narcissist, announcing the intent to leave can be dangerous. People often don't want to break up that way because it appears rude, but sometimes it is necessary to sacrifice politeness in order to protect one's life. Those are my thoughts on the case of Lisa Harnum. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be interesting. Thanks for watching.